Hey there, it's Chris Murray with Childcare Marketing Solutions and another weekly success video tip. And in this video, I want to talk to you about the definition of early education or early care. So it came on my radar screen that about 6 or 8 weeks ago, National Public Radio actually did a 2-part radio series on really what is the definition of early care, high quality early education in the United States. What does that mean? And of course, this goes back to the discussion that has been going on in Washington with President Obama wanting to have free preschool, free high quality preschool for all, right? So what does it mean, really, and how do we measure it? So you can get the link below this video on our blog to that NPR article, and you can listen to the audio series that they did, which I think you should if you haven't seen it. But I wanted to kind of just visit this topic today from my perspective as an early childhood expert. You know, I have visited literally dozens and dozens of preschools around the country, maybe even hundreds. And based on the time that I've spent there and working with them to improve their business practices, and from a mom's perspective of having 2 young children in care, I wanted to just share with you what I see and what I believe are the 3 factors that drive high quality early care, early education, early learning. So the first factor that I believe really drives high quality is a program built on trust. A program where if you ask teachers and parents and children how they feel about being in that school, or how they feel about having their children in that school or teaching in that school and being an employee, you will get a sense of very, very, very strong bonds of trust between parents and teachers, between teachers and their leaders and owner, and between kids and their teachers, and the kids amongst each other, right? So it's a trust-based place to be for all parties. So I feel like that is, it may feel a little nebulous, like how do we measure trust? And you can do it through voice of the customer, voice of your teachers, parent surveys, focus groups, just asking folks in the hallway. And you can also, from kids and the way that they behave with each other and with their teachers, you can almost visibly see that there's an atmosphere of trust, right? So a program built on trust with strong bonds of trust among all parties is one of the factors that I think drives early learning. The second factor is what I'll call an atmosphere of organized learning. And so there's lots of different philosophies out there, right, in our industry. There's DAP and play-based learning and Montessori and Reggio and church-based care, which could involve play-based, but it has maybe a Christian component to it. So there's all different kinds of philosophies out there, right, and more. And I'm not here to pick one as the best. I think they all have components that are great. But what I do see as a common element across that is when you walk into the school or you walk into the classroom, it's a feeling of organized, or what I'll call managed learning. So it's not chaotic. It really relates to the energy in the room. Are the kids playing in a way that you can see that their wheels are turning? Learning is taking place in a play-based atmosphere. They have stations that they're going to in an organized way, not like robots, but it's an organized, the teachers are so skilled that they're watching the children and seeing and presenting opportunities for learning all day in different environments, between children or alone, independently focused, and oftentimes more in a Montessori environment. But all environments have this, where it's, there's teams of children, they're doing solo activities, and they're just shifting around and learning so much and absorbing so much from play and from structure and from all the things that we can give them. So I call that a managed learning environment, if you will, okay? Non-chaotic. When kids are just running around all helter-skelter crazy, you know, sometimes, of course, that happens on the playground, and that's great, and they need to burn off that energy. But if there's chaos, and then there's bonds of trust that may be being broken, and communication is all crazy, and screaming is, you know, and people are stressed, then the learning is not going to happen to that degree. So that's kind of what that means. And then finally, what I'll call the third thing is what I'll call stable and engaged leadership. So from the top down, you got to have directors and owners that are engaged. They empower their people. There's stability there. So when programs have a revolving door of directors, they oftentimes will fail or struggle. Number one thing I see is a revolving director who the teachers are like, well, where's our leader? Where's somebody who's going to be stable and support us, communicate with us, communicate their vision? Oftentimes absentee owners. Centers with absentee owners oftentimes struggle because of the same thing. The owner's off doing whatever and not engaged in leading the school. And so then for that reason, then the director is a revolving door. So top-down, engaged leadership that shares their vision, has stability, empowers their people, and spends time on leadership best practices and is really involved, shares the core values of the company, hires to those core values, gets rid of the C or the poisonous employees, the toxic employees, manage those people out of your program. You got to. So when you have toxic employees and you have leadership that's revolving door, you cannot have a high quality preschool, in my opinion. Very, very difficult. So that's the third thing, is stable and engaged leadership. So again, just as a summary, built on trust, the bonds of trust exist among all parties in the school. There's an atmosphere of managed learning or organized learning, and then finally, stable and engaged leadership. Okay, so just wanted to give you our perspective here at Child Care Marketing on what we see in the industry and really what drives high quality care, high quality learning. All right, this has been Chris Murray with childcare-marketing.com. If you liked this video, please click like and share it with your friends and colleagues in our industry. All right, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.